Hello, this is Keith, welcoming you to the 1895th edition of the Enfield Talking newspaper, Dateline the 7th of March 2013. The readers this week are Janet, Blanche, John and Keith, with Robin on the controls. The items that we will be reading come from our local newspapers, the Enfield Gazette and Advertiser and the Enfield Independent, and are their copyright. Our title music is Country Rock Polka, composed by Pat Prilly, Ferdinand Bouillon, Harry Breur, and is performed by Jean-Jacques Perry, and is used with his kind permission. If you are experiencing any problems receiving your Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 020 8805 6578. She is your listener's representative, and she will be pleased to help you. I'll give you that number again. It's Diane de Jersey, 020 8805 6578. Local stories include gloomy outlook on housing development and fears over lack of ambulances. First of all, the special news items this week. Enfield Macular Disease Support Group. This group meets on the second Wednesday of every month from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at the Trinity Church Hall, Gentleman's Row, Enfield EN2 6AN. The meetings are open to anyone affected by central vision loss. Carers are welcome too. For further details, please contact Alan Newson on 020 886 5659. That's Alan Newson on 020 8886 5659. The Home Library Service is part of Enfield Libraries and provides a delivery service to people living in the borough who are unable to visit a branch library due to age, mobility, disability, or their caring responsibilities. We visit each of our members every 4 weeks. The service is free and we will tailor it to your taste. For visually impaired people, we can provide books in large print or recorded books on CD or cassette. We can also bring music on CD or films on DVD for people with some vision. Members are free to reserve particular items. If you would like to join the Home Library Service or know someone who would, please call 01992 716 010 and we will arrange for the Community Access Librarian to visit you. I'll give you that number again. It's 01992 716 010. Finally, we've received a waste and recycling newsletter from Enfield Council, and I'll read out a couple of the articles here. In November 2012, we saw the last wheeled bins rolled out. Since the wheeled bin pilot in 2009, we have delivered almost 250,000 wheeled bins to over 80,000 properties. This has helped us achieve the following. The recycling rate for the first 6 months of 2012-13 was over 40%. Prior to the wheeled bin rollout, the recycling rate in Enfield was just 27%. From January to November 2012, recycling and composting has saved over £3 million, which we are able to put back into your council services. From April to October 2012, residents recycled 2,280 tonnes of dry recycling and composted 2,450 tonnes of garden and food waste, more than the same period in the previous year. We would like to say a big thank you to you for helping make the wheeled bins a success. We are pleased with how everyone has taken to the new scheme and we really appreciate your efforts. We are constantly looking at ways that we can improve our service to make it easier for you to use. If you have a suggestion or idea, then please contact us. If you need further help or advice about managing your waste and recycling, visit www.enfield.gov.uk/recycling or email waste.services@enfield.gov.uk or call 020 8379 1000. That's 020 8379 1000. Now over to Janet for more special notices.
The RNIB are holding a products roadshow at the Action for Blind People Resource Centre in Judd Street on Wednesday the 3rd of April from 10:30am to 3:30pm. Come and see all that's been launched since the new year, as well as the rest of the range. It's free and no need to register. Just drop in. For further information, contact Caroline Woodward at the RNIB on 017 33 37 5167. I'll read that number again, 0173 33 75 167. The RNIB is asking people with sight loss to nominate themselves to give away 15 audiobooks each on World Book Night on the 23rd of April. It is entirely up to each individual how they will give away the CDs. It could be to their friends or relatives or to complete strangers in the street. To nominate yourself as a giver, please contact Deb Ryan at the RNIB National Library Service on 0161 355 2082 or email wbn@rnib.org.uk explaining how or where you plan to give the books away. If you don't want to become a giver, you may be one of the lucky ones receiving an audiobook on World Book Night for free. You can find out more about the worldwide range of audiobooks available on loan from the RNIB National Library Service at www.rnib.org.uk/talkingbooks or call our helpline on 0303 123 9999. I'll read that again, 0303 123 9999. The Enfield Choral Society will be holding their spring concert on Saturday the 23rd of March, 7:30 at St Luke's Church, Pipshatch Lane. The programme will be Will Todd's Mass in Blue with Hot Orange. Tickets can be obtained by calling 07856 793434. The Southgate Symphony Orchestra will be performing a programme of French and German music on Saturday the 20th of April at 7:30 at Bourne Methodist Church in Southgate. Pieces include Beethoven Symphony No. 7 in A, and Andante for flute and orchestra by Mozart. For tickets, contact 07092 879 097. 2 action films are currently showing with audio description at the Enfield Cineworld in Southbury Road. Call 0871 200 2000 for more information. A Good Day to Die Hard, a 12 certificate, Bruce Willis, returns as deadpan action hero John McClane in the latest Die Hard instalment. Wednesday the 13th of March at 1:40, 4:10, 6:40 and 9:10, and Thursday the 14th of March at the same time. Dingo Unchanged, 18 certificate. Django is out to save his wife from a brutal plantation owner, directed by Quentin Tarantino, on Wednesday the 13th of March at 7:15 and Thursday the 14th of March at 7:15.
A head teacher claims current development plans for the North Circular Road will lead to a claustrophobic and gloomy school environment. Peter Travis, head of Broomfield School, condemned proposals from Housing Association Notting Hill Housing during a planning meeting in Trinity at Bowes Methodist Church in Palmers Green on Thursday evening. Under latest plans, the Housing Association will build 1,300 new homes in the area, stretching along the road from Southgate to Edmonton. 3-storey houses will be built near the secondary school, which Mr. Travis and the school administration are concerned will have a negative impact on the school. The head teacher claimed the plans are a very real concern for the school in Wilmer Way, and changes should be made to address the issues. He said, "These plans come right up to the perimeter of the school in 3-storey mews houses. It may be that the houses are in different colours. What difference that will make, I am not sure." He warned the school will become claustrophobic and gloomy, and said the plans would turn a very light area into something that is not very nice at all. Mr. Travis said that a red line strikes through the school plot in the latest plans, which he's concerned could signify school land is threatened if proposals are followed in their present form. Despite talks with Notting Hill, he said, "We have voiced our concerns, but we don't feel that they are being addressed." Enfield Borough Council approved the association's initial plans during a full council meeting on Wednesday night, although changes can still be made. Following discussions with the Housing Association, Mr. Travis said the school had been offered additional planting. However, he questioned whether foliage would be able to grow in dark conditions if houses are built backing onto the school property. Ken Barnett, Notting Hill Housing Project Director, said he was disappointed talks with the school had not been resolved. He said the association had carried out sunlight studies to ensure the impact would not be too great on the school, as the building work would leave some gaps to prevent the school from being blocked in. He described the red line in the plans as a technical thing, and there could even be some land the Housing Association would like to give to the school once building work begins.
Health campaigners have raised concerns over ambulance cover in Enfield amid plans to strip emergency services from Chase Farm Hospital later this year. In 2007, the Independent Reconfiguration Panel of NHS clinicians, which approved proposals to downgrade the hospital in the Ridgeway, recommended that Enfield gets 2 extra ambulances. At the time, the recommendations were approved by the London Ambulance Service, called the LAS, but with the downgrade of the A&E and maternity services at Chase Farm due to take place in November, there are now doubts that sufficient ambulance cover will be provided. Both the LAS and the Barnet and Chase Farm Hospital Trust are yet to confirm what the future provision for Enfield will be. In addition, the ambulance service faces a budget cut of £53 million over the next 5 years. Health campaigners are particularly concerned as new figures from the LAS reveal Enfield has seen a 12% increase in the number of life-threatening incidents attended by ambulance and staff between 2011 and 2012, while the total number of incidents attended rose by 29%. The borough is also experiencing rapid population growth, with the council estimating that 4,000 extra people are moving into Enfield each year. John Jewson, a retired paramedic and a member of the Save Chase Farm group, said ambulances that go to Chase Farm pick up patients from Hertfordshire as well. I am afraid removing A&E will leave the area with a huge black hole. Chase Farm is a central point with easy access. Barnet is not. The downgrade is a cost-cutting exercise and it will be a disaster. Even the 2 extra ambulances recommended in 2007 will not suffice for Enfield. We need at least 4 more. An LAS spokesman told the Advertiser, "We are working to establish what capacity we will need." And a spokeswoman for Barnet and Chase Farm Hospitals Trust said, LAS resources have been reviewed and commissioners are looking at future funding requirements. Practice is changing too, with many more paramedics treating at the scene, stabilising patients before moving them to the appropriate hospital, which is not always the nearest hospital. Ambulance services in Enfield are located close to Chase Farm Hospital and in Ponders End. Both are set to stay open regardless of services being removed from Chase Farm, according to the LAS.
Improvements to the train service running through Angel Road Station in Edmonton moved a step closer this week after Network Rail gave the plans the green light. The £78 million project will see 4 trains an hour stopping at Angel Road. Currently, the service stops only once an hour during peak times, and no trains stop there at all during off-peak hours. The new service is expected to be up and running by the end of 2017. The plans are part of Enfield Council's £1.3 billion Meridian Water development, which aims to bring 18,000 homes and 21,900 jobs to the Upper Lee Valley. It is hoped that the new train service will be the first step towards boosting investment and growth in the area. Enfield Council has already secured £49 million for the project from Network Rail, and another £29 million is expected to follow. Del Goddard, the Council's Cabinet Member for Business and Regeneration, said, "This investment in rail infrastructure will transform the economic landscape in the Upper Lee Valley. The challenge now is to finish the job and ensure that we can successfully lobby for the remaining money needed to provide a 4-train-an-hour service to Angel Road. The scheme is the holy grail of rail upgrades. For a relatively modest outlay, we will be able to add billions of pounds to the UK economy, unlock the enormous potential of Meridian Water, and create thousands of jobs and homes in places they are needed most. People, jobs and entire communities in the east of Enfield will reap the benefits of a fast, modern and efficient rail service, which connects them to Tottenham Hale and the major transport, business and retail hub at Stratford."
A couple who met at a darts match more than 60 years ago are celebrating their diamond wedding anniversary. Maisie and Charles Johnson of Danby Court, Enfield, will kick off a week's celebration with a family meal at St Michael's Manor Hotel in St Albans. After the get-together, the Johnson clan, Maisie 79, Charles 83, their son Ian, his wife Jenny, and their 2 grown-up grandchildren will move on to Norfolk for a week-long holiday at a leisure centre. Speaking to the advertiser ahead of the big day, Maisie said, "The secret of our long marriage is really to talk things over as much as you can. I stood by him when he was ill, and he has done the same for me." The couple were both born in Edmonton. Maisie was working as a shoe machinist, and Charlie was a fireproofer when they met at a darts match in the Cross Keys pub in Edmonton Green, which was demolished in 1988. Maisie added that their close, tight-knit family has kept them going over the years, explaining that their son and daughter-in-law, who live around the corner from the couple, and their grandchildren Laura, 25, and 24-year-old John, frequently call round to see their grandparents. "We're all very close, and my daughter-in-law is a godsend. She does everything for us, and the children are round here nearly every other day." Maisie's main hope for the future is for she and her husband to keep on being happy. "We are very content with life, and it would be great if we could continue like that," she said.
A total of 132 students whose parents applied on time have missed out on their secondary school of choice. However, according to Enfield Borough Council, 3,625 children were offered a place at one of their preferred schools, more than 96% of the borough's children. Parents were sent letters on Friday informing them whether their child had been accepted at their selected schools. Councillor Afur Oran, Cabinet Member for Schools and Young People, said, "We have sufficient school places in Enfield for every child transferring from primary to secondary schools this year. Where it was not possible to offer a place at one of the schools asked for, the Council has still been able to make an offer of an alternative school in the borough." Information about school applications was shared with other London local authorities, as well as in Essex, Hertfordshire, Kent, Surrey and Thurrock, to reduce a number of children receiving multiple offers.
The councillor, kicked out of the Conservative group after Islamophobic comments were posted on his Facebook page, is now facing 3 separate investigations. Chris Joannides, who represents Grange Ward, has been mired in controversy after comments and images which mocked Muslims appeared on his Facebook page. After barring reporters from a council conduct meeting 2 weeks ago, the local authority has confirmed it has received complaints about Mr Joannides and an investigation is being carried out. However, council chiefs were unable to confirm when meetings held to scrutinise the councillor's conduct would be held in public. A council spokesman said, "The matter is under investigation and we cannot comment further." Enfield Police have also confirmed that an investigation is being carried out into the disgraced councillor's actions. A spokeswoman said they were looking at an allegation of internet-based hate crime. Enfield's Southgate Conservative Association held the first stage of its own investigations into accusations against the councillor last night, which was Tuesday. Speaking before the meeting, a spokesman from the association said, "We will meet to see if we will be taking the investigation further. At this stage we have received no complaints from members of the public." Although the Conservative group on Enfield Council has removed the whip from Mr Ioannidis, effectively suspending him, he is still a member of the National Conservative Party. The Enfield Southgate Association will decide whether further action to remove Mr Ioannidis from the National Party should be taken. David Burrows, Conservative MP for Enfield Southgate, refused to comment on Mr Ioannidis' future within the party. He said it was a matter for the association to investigate. He added, "His future within the Conservative Party is for the Enfield Southgate Association to decide, and I would not want to jeopardise investigations by commenting further at this stage." Mr Ioannidis denies being an Islamophobe.
Council tax will be frozen in Enfield for another year after councillors approved the budget for 2013-14 at a full council meeting. Councillors have also predicted that they will not need to increase council tax for 2014-15, but have planned a 2% rise in 2015-16. However, there was a warning that this could change as the future of funding is uncertain. While the tax freeze will be welcomed by many residents, there was bad news for those struggling to make ends meet, as working age claimants of council tax benefit will have to start paying 19.5% of their council tax bills from next month. That is a result of a 10% cut in the amount central government gives councils to subsidise the benefit. During a recent Labour budget proposal meeting, the proposals came under fire from Conservative group leader Michael Lavender. He told the meeting the administration lacked a plan to deal with its projected need for further savings, which are £5.4 million in 2014-15, £16.2 million the following year, and £14.5 million the year after that, and that this would lead to huge cuts in frontline services. Given the shortcomings in the existing budget, the gaps the Council projects for 2014 to 2016 are going to be much larger, said Mr Lavender. How are they going to be filled? The Council is spending the reserves provided for by the previous administration. It is failing to provide for the future and is consuming resources now. The effect of this will be a triple whammy that will hit the residents of Enfield in 2014. But Andrew Stafford, Cabinet Member for Finance, said, "In 2014 we have a budget deficit of £5 million, but we are confident we can deal with this while freezing council tax for another year." Mr Lavender is right that we will have to borrow money over the next years for the school expansion programme and regeneration projects, but this is a necessary capital spending programme, and we are very proud of this as it provides stimulus in some of the poorest areas of the borough. We categorically deny that we are spending our reserves. The auditors are happy with us, and the idea that we are bankrupting the council is ludicrous. According to the budget report, councillors in Enfield are concerned about a number of issues, including the increasing number of benefit-dependent households moving into the borough, the potential loss of rental income through businesses in Enfield failing, and the difficulty with collecting small council tax payments.
Celebrations are in order for a popular hair salon that beat off sharp competition to be named the best in the country. James Whittaker, hairdresser in Forty Hill, walked away with gongs for the best hair salon in London, as well as the whole of the UK in the English Hair and Beauty Awards 2013. Thanks to customer votes, the salon in Lancaster Road made it to the shortlist of the top 5 salons in London. But James Whittaker, who set up the salon 10 years ago, could not believe it when his salon was announced as the overall winner during a black tie ceremony in Manchester on Sunday. The 41-year-old said he and his staff were over the moon with winning the competition. He said for a small independent business to go up against some of the chains with huge backing and PR companies and beat them is great. It's nice for our customers through Facebook and Twitter created the buzz there is about the salon. After being shortlisted, Mr. Whittaker sent an application to judges with video testimonial from customers about the quality. He said loyal customers travelled from as far away as Edinburgh to visit the Enfield salon, which was also praised for its charity work, including Christmas campaigns to gather presents for terminally ill children at Haven House in Woodford Green. However, Mr. Whittaker will not rest on his laurels and already said he would definitely enter the competition next year to see if he could bring home the prize for Enfield once more.
A man tasered by police after wielding a knife at hospital staff has pleaded guilty in court. Police were called to North Middlesex Hospital in Edmonton last Monday just before 1:15 after a man was seen threatening staff with a knife and assaulting a female staff member. Armed officers arrived at the hospital in Stirling Way and used a taser while arresting 37-year-old Matthew Joseph Ross. Ross of Gilbert Street in Freezy Water appeared at Highbury Corner Magistrates Court last Wednesday when he pleaded guilty to possession of an offensive weapon in a public place.
Number crunchers from Enfield schools put their maths skills to the test during a competition. Teams from Fortismere School in Muswell Hill and Latimer School in Edmonton took part in the finals of the Interest Rate Challenge after winning their regional heats in November. Teams of 4 students took on the role of the Bank of England's Monetary Policy Committee and made a presentation to a panel of judges. Although they didn't win, judging panel chairman Simon Price said he was impressed by the high standard shown by all teams.
We've now reached the end of side 1 of this tape. Please stop your machine now, take out the cassette, turn it over and start side 2.